Hey everyone, my name is Arius Sanders.
My name is Michael.
Hey everybody, it's Micah Pop.
Hello, Brower here, and I play Bullet Bill.
You might recognize me as Waluigi from Waluigi the Superstar.
And I play most of the Toads in Waluigi the Superstar, and I also play Toadsworth.
I am Kimmick, and I wreck rooms, apparently.
I sadly couldn't get Wario in on this interview. We finished filming right when the camera died, and he was really busy after that, so I couldn't get him to do the interview. But luckily we got the footage, and the movie turned out fabulous. But here's the interviews.
Have I ever cosplayed? Yes, actually, I've cosplayed for the majority of my life, actually. I started when I was 13, and I was Naruto, from the series Naruto, obviously. And my first debut of Waluigi was actually in 2009 at MetroCon in Tampa. And that was a lot of fun. And so, of course, it's carried on since then and through then on my hair.
What is my favorite style of choreography, and did I coordinate all the fights in Waluigi Superstar? Well, I did probably 75% of them, or maybe 60. Micah did some too. For the final fight and for the final fight I did like 75%, but for the first fight I probably did half. I'm a stunt coordinator in real life, actually. My Facebook page is Kung Fu Couple. I've done a lot of like short films and stuff for stunt coordinating, teaching people to jump out of windows and stuff like that. So it's like my daily job of actually doing stunts and fight choreography.
How was it not being the main character again? I mean, it's kind of like a relief, to be honest, because back in the day, I always used to be the main character, and same thing with Solid Snake when I was Otacon. It was nice to direct, and not always direct when I'm acting, because sometimes I can act in my own scenes, and not always direct myself, because I've always used to direct other people on top of myself, but when I'm not the main character, it was a lot easier to get them to do their scenes and get me to do my scenes instead of me doing all the scenes.
How was it playing half of the extras? Well, I guess being an extra is a nice change of pace from being a main character because it's not as much pressure. You know, I may have some lines that go with the extra, but for the most part I'm just dying, so as long as I make my death look good, you know, I'm good with that sometimes.
Number 2, have I ever acted before? Goodness gracious, my hair! I'm gonna turn my head a little. Have I ever acted before? Again, yes, I have. For the majority of my adult life, I have pursued acting as a career. And actually, just recently, things have really started to take off. Of course, that was Zaandarbrow opening up this door for me to be Waluigi is one of those great opportunities I've had. So yeah, no, I've had a lot of acting experience, again, starting back when I was 13, kind of starting into cosplay. I got into acting as well, and I've just grown with it since.
Did I do any cosplay before this? I indeed do a lot of cosplay. I am a big anime fan. You know, My Hero, One Piece. I literally watched every single episode of One Piece. And I cosplayed as Ace. My biggest cosplay that I've done before would be Waluigi from Bleach. Had to get my whole body in white for that. It was really fun.
Would you rather be acting, camera, or both? I don't really mind either. I mean, I guess each has its pros and cons, I guess. I think camera is a little less work than acting, but, you know, like, it's cool to, you know, play as a character for a little while.
Do you like directing or acting? To be honest, I like acting more than directing because sometimes when I direct other people, I don't always approach it the right way. I sometimes give out the wrong information, and then I look at the script and see that, like, none of it matches the scene that we're doing, and I'm like, oh, this character is angry now. But in the script it says he's polite, and I'm like, oh shit, it's the wrong scene, because sometimes I get mishmashed. So when I'm acting, I can direct myself, and the other person knows what their character is. Like, I know that I have to tell them their character, but sometimes I like acting more because I don't always direct. that great. I love directing, don't get me wrong, but when it's a giant team on set, like 5 people helping out with the fight scenes and the acting, I like to get everyone's opinion on what the scene should be after I explain how the scene goes.
Number 3, how did I portray the character different from the video games compared to the series? Well, you know, I think Waluigi in the video games is very angry, very off-putting, just always very upset and upsetting. And I feel like, you know, I like to embody that in a comedic way. I think that Waluigi is a joke character. He's meant to be a joke character. And especially when I've cosplayed him and when I'm obviously portraying him, I want to make sure to get across that it's funny. That he's mad, he's angry at everything, but he's also a goofball. That he's just, you know, always messing up. You can see in a lot of the fights, I'm slipping and flipping around. And I mean, some of that was intentional, some of that wasn't. But it really fits for the character of Waluigi. He's trying to be serious, he's trying to be intense, but he's just a bumbling goofball.
Well, for the last fight scene, we was gonna have another person do the choreography, but we decided to change the day of because like we were having some ideas, and then just the day of we did choreography for everything. We kind of broke it down. Any type of choreography, you want to ask like how long the fight scene is going to be. You need to know what the actors can do, because it doesn't matter what you choreograph if they can't do it and it doesn't look good on film. Then there's no point in really putting that into choreography. But there's a lot of different. I could go on all day about how to make choreography, but
so a lot of it just turned into is like, okay, I'll throw this punch, you throw that punch, I'll take a hit, and it just kind of free flowed. There was a few times I tried to think in my head like, okay, we're gonna plan this, but it never stuck to the plan. It never stuck to the plan ever. So it was really kind of a fun experience. I remember the first time we got out there, he's like, okay, Micah, what are we going to do? I was like, well, I'm going to fall on the ground and hit you with this stick, and we're going to roll. And of course, I mean, you see it in the first fight where Toad hits me with the rotten log. So it's just really very, very on the spot with that.
If all my characters met at the same time, what would I do differently? I guess I would have to wait for that to happen, I guess, because I don't really know. See my characters from different perspectives like that all at one time. That would be really interesting.
What was editing like this time around with all the special magic and fireballs and lightsabers and stuff? Since Waluigi does, I guess, have magic as fireballs, I usually edit the scene together as always, and sometimes I send the effects off to someone else who helps me do effects. Because I know how to do lightsabers, I can do lightning and Rapus light. It's very helpful, but I have to keyframe the lightsabers, so frame by frame by frame, that takes me like 2 months, a lightsaber fight. That's why we saved it for the finale. Gun effects are pretty easy, not too difficult, just copy and paste the smoke and stuff. But with the fireballs and stuff, I don't really know how to do magic that much, so I have another guy who I send it off to in Google Drive, and then he sends it back to me, and on set we're mainly just, alright, fireball here, I'm shooting you, bang, bang, bang.
Number 5, how did I meet Zaandarbrow? Actually, funny enough, I was cosplaying Waluigi to Orlando Anime Day, which is a anime convention in Orlando, obviously. I feel like that's self-explanatory. And he was the guy from The Room. I think, I can't even remember the guy's, Tommy Wiseau or something like that. And he came up and he interviewed me as Waluigi. And at the time, I didn't think much of it, because, I mean, I was, at a con, so I could run into it a lot of different people. But then he contacted me on Instagram. He's like, hey, I'm making a series. You want to be in the series? And I was like, heck yeah, I would love to be Waluigi for a series. And the rest is history.
Did the script make any sense to me? Or did I have to elaborate to what this fairy world is? I've been following Brower's series for quite a while, and it has hints and characteristics from the original characters, but it seems that there's a lot of freedom given, depending on the script, because you're still going for what makes that character the character, but then you're adding your own like twist on it, like a real world twist, like how the character act in a real world. Like Kimmick, I knew who Kimmick was beforehand. He was like Bowser's like magician, and he's normally in the games he acts like very nerdy and like skittish, but since he was the main villain in this, I took a different direction, completely took a different direction, and made him more like angry and arrogant and like impatient and cocky. I wanted to make him more intimidating, so to give like that presence, make him be like he is the bad guy this season. He is the boss. He's the one that it's going to lead up to and have Wario fight. He snapped my neck, bro. Why'd he snap my neck?
Correction, Waluigi snapped your neck.
Oh, Waluigi, my bad.
Weak!
Yes.
Was Waluigi easier to film than Snake? I think it was the same, pretty much. I mean, I wasn't involved too much, although I did almost break my hip filming Waluigi. That hurt. Falling on that damn root.
Wah!
Oh, I landed on.
Oh, you good?
Oh, what did I land on? Ow.
What is it?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, it's a root. Oh, it's a buried root.
Oh, fuck me.
No actors were injured on set today.
Ow. But other than that, yeah, I had fun doing both. I wasn't too involved because I wasn't a main character or anything, and you know, I think most of the filming I wasn't necessarily a part of. I don't think, except for like the things that I did as an extra. But I had fun filming Snake and Waluigi.
Since Waluigi never had a game, how did you think of the story? Well, I wanted Waluigi to be an assassin in some way, and I always had this idea where he's the underdog because no one really pays attention to Waluigi. And with the Smash universe, since he's finally getting a backstory, I was thinking Mafia, Assassin, but I wanted something to happen to him, so I was like, you know what, we're gonna John Wick him. Instead of killing his dog, his star gets destroyed because he has the superstar that his dad gave to him. And they destroy the star and he goes on a rampage because that was his precious. I don't want to sound depressing, but my father passed away 2 years ago, and I sort of finagled that into the story. Like, his father died and he gave him the superstar as sort of like a special gift to Waluigi before his dad passed away. And destroying the star made Waluigi go on a rampage, and John Wick, Kung Fu action, defeat the bad guy, yeah, replace the dog with a superstar, and boom, Waluigi, sad tier.
Number 6. Will Waluigi appear in the cinematic universe? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question yet. I love how everything's come out so far, and I would love to be a part of it, but it really depends on my acting schedule. Like I said in the last couple questions, I have been getting a lot of acting work, and I've been really busy with that. And not that I don't have time for cinematic, but it really just depends where life takes me, and if I'm still in Florida or not. That's another one of the big questions. So, tentatively, I don't know. So, we'll have to find out when we get closer to that, if it's a yes or no.
I do. What is my favorite type of character to portray in acting? I did terrible acting. I could do much better, but I do acting around like Orlando. I actually do have some experience. I have some things that I'm good in, but I'm normally a comedic character. Even though I'm a choreographer and stunt coordinator, and I'm in a lot of fights that are more serious, I do much better in like comedy-based roles. But I'm trying to get into like that serious bad guy role since I do a lot of choreography and fighting. I need to get into that and learn how to play more of a serious character and kind of, stretch my range.
Given the equipment that we used, was I pleased with how it came out? Yeah, I'd say so. Like, honestly, I think that we made really good use of what we had. I think there's a few scenes that the audio sounds kind of wonky, especially the one I'm thinking about was the scene that we filmed, the opening scene when I was kind of like at my work playing on my phone, and Bill comes in and kind of tries to recruit me. That scene, we filmed that indoors, and the audio was terrible. Oh, it was awful. It was like super echoey. And after that, I was like, oh man, it's like we gotta fix that audio. Other than that, I mean, that's the one thing that personally I wish that I don't know. I that's my only thing. But other than I think really like the quality is amazing, and I think Zaandarbrow's editing really pulls everything together. He did such an amazing job, and so kudos to him on that. But I was very impressed with how everything came out and came together. So good job, bro.
As a recording arts student, do I have any ideas on audio? Yeah, there's a lot of things that I've wanted to try to start doing. We have a shotgun microphone, as well as a wind filter, and pretty much all we need is a boom mic pole, and I kind of want to get like an audio mixer at some point as well to do like actual production audio, just so we could improve the quality of audio, because we're just using the audio from the camera right now, which overall it does sound pretty good for it, being a basic camera microphone. But it just, when those scenes where you can hear the wind in the background and camera movement and stuff like that, just to minimize that kind of noise, that kind of stuff, kind of just help get rid of that factor and kind of try to take our audio to a newer, better level, hopefully. But we'll see what we manage to do with that.
How did I meet Mr. Zaandarbrow? Well, it was a dark day. I was surrounded by ninjas. I thought this was it, Michael. There's no way I can get out of this. Down came a single ray of sunshine from the dark and stormy clouds and landed upon this magnificent creature right here, Zaandarbrow. And he said, "It's time for Brower Power." And he saved me that day. Actually, no. That's completely made up. I met him at a Full Sail film. I was actually Edgar Allan Poe and The Road to El Dorado. I was, if you could see this as an Edgar Allan Poe, it was wonderful. And he's like, "Hey, I film." I was like, "Hey, cool, I like film." It's like, "Hey, want to be a character and hang out?" And I'm like, "Hey, okay." But that's a long story short. I like the other one. I like the other story. Would I return for more of this Zaandarbrow parody? Well, I am in a lot of Zaandarbrow's films. Just wait until you see the next one. I'm pretty excited about that one. NCU. I was going to say
Nintendo
Cinematic Universe. I would absolutely love to. As you saw in the end, that little turn with Zaandarbrow read my mind. I was like, at the end of movies where like they have the oh moment. Yes! Like they have the oh moment at the end of the movie. It's like you think the movie's over, and then the credits roll and blah blah blah, and then you just have that oh moment. I was like, "Can we have that?" And he just like walked over me. He already had like the mushroom in hand, and he's like,
As I said before, I'm Arius, and I play most of the Toads and Toadsworth, and I look forward to seeing you guys in future episodes.
I'm Will Brower. I play Bullet Bill in Waluigi the Superstar, and of course, subscribe for more on the Zaandarbrow channel.
Again, I shall introduce myself. My name is Michael Lawton of Kung Fu Couple on Facebook. We're currently working on getting more likes, but we only have like 300 and something right now. You can see a lot of my choreography and stunt coordinating on there. Oh, Instagram Wolven Swiftwind, YouTube Wolven Swiftwind. I like wolves. Thank you for watching this. This was a really fun project. Zaandarbrow is a genius that few understand. But I understand.
He knows what he's saying.
So anyways, that was my interview. I am Micah Pop. I will see you guys in the next project, hopefully. And look for me on TV. I don't know. Bye.